Well, g'day everyone. Okay, I just want to share a couple of things quickly. This is this manifold that I found little pinhole leaks in the welds, and I've got some JB weld, which is steel epoxy, and so I've gone over all the welds in the tubes, and it's now hanging over the fire because it was getting a bit too cold. It's taking too long to go off. I'm patient. I want to clean it up, paint it. So it's hanging over fire, and I got the engine cases, and the other one I just stuck it straight in the sandblast. I got a cabinet here. One of the things they didn't tell me when I bought the thing is that you basically need an industrial compressor to run the thing. Like you've got to have a constant 100-pound flow to operate it. You get down to about 80 and it just stops picking up sand, and even what it does pick up isn't hitting the surface of anything hard enough to really do anything. So yeah, this is the compressor I got. It's not a little compressor, but I get probably 3 minutes, and I'll wait 5 minutes for it to charge up again. So yeah, whenever I'm sandblasting stuff now, I always do other things in between. So here's an in between sandblasting. I sandblasted all this first before I put the epoxy on it, and started putting putty in the boat, and then as I said, I got down to these other engine cases, and I started sandblasting the other one, and I cleaned up everywhere that I welded right pretty quickly, but it struggles to remove paint. If the paint's really old and hard and brittle, it'll come off easy, but if it's it's all soft, like especially enamel, it really struggles to get it off. And so because you don't want to spend all night on this stupid thing, trying to get the paint off, So what I've done is I had the fire going anyway, so I just stuck it in the fire, and I've done this a lot of times. I don't know why I didn't just do it straight off, why I had to start sandblasting it first and then realise that it's not coming off. But I need to get all the paint off this, because I'm going to put a little bit of putty over the welds. There's still a couple of welds I've got to grind actually. And then I'm going to want to go over it with an acrylic primer, and the acrylic primer just reacts to the enamel. And I didn't actually think it was acrylic primer. It was just a zinc primer in amongst the enamel range, so I didn't think there was going to be an issue with it. And I did this engine casing up here, and the main fan, and it just fried up everywhere. And because I'd already put a little bit of putty and stuff over the welds at this point, and so I got a rag with acetone and wiped as much of it off as I could. And but so then I've gone over it. I didn't have any black left at this point, so I had a tin of white, so I've gone over it with a real heavy coat of white, and I'm going to wet rub that now. It's fairly decent, but there's still a couple little marks that you can see here and there, so I said I'll wet rub that now with some 240. That'll tidy that up and paint it black. But anyway, so I didn't want to have this same issue with the primer on this. What you can see too is that it was all rusted underneath the paint. Right, that brown is surface rust. So if if I had left the enamel on there and just painted over it, it would have eventually flaked off from the rust underneath it. But yeah, it's a good way to get paint off, and like also, you know, that rust, now that it's been heated, that'll come off real quick in a sandblaster. So yeah, speed it up considerably. Yeah, another thing we're doing is, I said, I've been puttying this boat. Yeah, a lot of putty. All the rivet holes, all the repair bits up the top there, and then we got gaps in some of these. Actually, this side's not too bad. Yeah, so we're starting to get a bit of a gap here. There's a gap on that one. There's a gap on that one. So yeah, that's what the putty is. Fortunately, this will all clean up. Like it's probably going to take longer to put the putty on than it will to sand it off, you know. So, which is the opposite to a car, you know. But yeah, I said yeah, it'll clean up pretty quick. So, anyway, yeah, just wanted to share what I'm up to, and yeah, mostly wanted to show just a quick way to remove paint and loosen rust, because you can't, you know, there's a lot of things that you couldn't do that with. You couldn't stick things in the fire that are likely to, you know, heat buckle and all that sort of thing. So, but yeah, there's no issues with that. That won't have any issue with the heat. So, all right, I shall get on with it, and yeah, thanks for watching, and hit the like, please. Bye.